In the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's assassination, Stephen King decided that that was a good moment to spread lies about Charlie Kirk. You know, the very same lies that were told by the mainstream media and politicians and repeated by people time and time again. Lies like this. Stephen King, he advocated stoning gays to death, just saying, right? As if that in some way excuses what happened to Charlie Kirk. Now, this is a lie. This is not truthful. In fact, it's such a complete and total made-up lie that Stephen King was forced to delete this post and then apologize. Stephen King caught spreading false claim about Charlie Kirk and apologizes after a lot of people were suggesting that the estate sue Stephen King after these defamatory comments. He did eventually back off. He did eventually apologize because that was a lie. Charlie Kirk never once said that in his entire life. He quoted a Bible verse to somebody who was quoting a different Bible verse. And he said, if you want to cherry pick things in the Bible, what about this verse? Are you going to take that too? He was not advocating that in any way, shape, or form. So Stephen King got caught in a massive lie, got a ton of pushback, got a ton of blowback. Maybe Stephen King, it wasn't a great idea to do that in general, because it's a massive, you're a huge pile of shit for doing it, period. But maybe it also wasn't a good idea to do that on the weekend when you have a new movie coming out that you had just been promoting, The Long Walk, because The Long Walk did come out this weekend. And even though it was predicted to come somewhere around the $20 million mark here in the United States, that's where initial kind of projections people thought a few weeks ago, didn't exactly end up there. Stephen King's The Long Walk bombs at the box office following Charlie Kirk's comments, a 33-year low. Now, to put that in perspective, the analysis here from Comic Book News is claiming the 33-year low when you factor for inflation, right? So something that came out 30 years ago when you factor in inflation and stuff like that. But when you factor those things in, a 33-year low. I wonder if you did anything that might have kept people away from your movies, Stephen King. I wonder if your fucking rhetoric, I wonder if your lies may have kept anyone away. And we do at least, the very least, we do have to give Stephen King credit. He admitted he was wrong, and he did apologize for it, which is far more than some of these other people are doing. However, there's a reason you keep seeing that lie, and it's because people that have 7 million followers on Twitter repeat the lie. And it gets seen by 30 million people. It gets liked by 250,000 people. The apology doesn't. Your admission that you're wrong doesn't. So the damage is fucking done. But let's get into The Long Walk box office. The Stephen King movie, The Long Walk, absolutely bombs at the box office, coming in fourth this weekend. By my count, it's the lowest opening for a King movie in 33 years. On Thursday, King received massive backlash for comments about Charlie Kirk, who was killed on Wednesday. The alleged shooter, Tyler Robinson, is described as a leftist in a relationship with another man transitioning to a transgender woman. That sentence is so fucking disturbing, but it's the reality. And it's disgusting that the media is trying to portray it as anything else. King deleted the tweets and apologized. It's unknown if the controversy impacted The Long Walk, which is put out by Lionsgate this weekend. But you can see it is fourth at the box office at $11.5 million. Below the second weekend for The Conjuring, below Downton Abbey, the grand finale, and definitely below Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer with a $70 million weekend, which is huge for the box office. But there you go, all the way down here for The Long Walk, coming in at fourth place. Now, for what we've seen, Stephen King movies, with the things we can look at in here, Stephen King's The Long Walk came in fourth place this weekend with $11.5 million. The early estimates were as high as $20 million. It also stars Mark Hamill, another good reason not to watch that movie. Now, it is a rather cheaper one in compared to a lot of other movies that are out there, so it might not need a ton to break even. But these are the type of movies you hope you can make some money on when you don't put too much into the budget, when you hire or when you adapt a Stephen King book, right, to get just that type of notoriety right off the bat. But look at the other comparisons. Dr. Sleep, released in 2019, opened over 14 million. The Monkey, released back in February, only opened to 14 million. So we see The Long Walk, there isn't much breathing room. King's previous lowest opening was Pet Sematary 2, released back in 1992, which adjusted for inflation opened to 11.1 million. So that's basically the level that this movie is at this point. I'm going to be honest. I thought some of the trailers looked intriguing. I thought some of them looked interesting. I was probably going to go give this movie a chance because not much in theaters that's catching my eye right now. But then this happened. And I said, no fucking way. Never going to watch that shit. Go fuck yourself. So congrats, Stephen King. Don't know how many people you potentially drove away from the box office. But I don't know, even of the 250,000 people that like this, I don't know if they're the ones that are paying to go to your movies. Just a guess.